All right, welcome back. Today we're going to make our fruit painting and drawing. This is the final project for our unit on balance. You can see here, if we look at this particular image, this is fruits.jpg, and you can see the radial balance is what we're looking at in these different fruits. Okay, how the orange, for example, is balanced all around the outside. It's radial balance that shows up in nature. So we're going to do a painting and a drawing basically with this image. So let's get started. I'm going to grab the image here and I'm going to drop it on my Photoshop CS4 icon. So here's my image. I'll open this up. I like a little more full screen. Now the first thing I want to do is I'm going to create my new layers. I've got my layer palette here. I'm going to go up here to the top to the layer menu, layer, new layer. And in this pop-up right here, I'm going to call my first layer paper. Tell it OK. I'm going to do another one, layer, new layer. This one's going to be paint. OK. And one more, layer, new layer. This one's going to be drawing. Perfect. Okay. Now you can see over here in the layers palette, here I've got all my different layers. I'm going to start here on the paper layer, and we're going to create kind of a tracing paper kind of look so that we can see through this paper and be able to draw and paint our subject here, the fruit. So I'm going to go over here to my toolbar. I've got my gradient tool here, but what I want is the paint bucket. Paint bucket, I'm going to go over here to my colors, and I just need a white, not quite totally white. I want a little bit of gray. About there, should be good. Okay. Make sure I'm on my paper layer, and I'm just going to dump my paint bucket like so. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and right here, I can lower the opacity of that layer. I'm going to go way down to about 30%. That's good. I'm at 28. That'll work. Now I'm done with my paper layer. So I'm going to lock it. I want to make sure that I don't accidentally draw or paint on my paper layer. So I go right up here to this little lock symbol and just click that. That locks my paper layer so that I won't accidentally draw or paint on it. Now, even though the next layer up is the paint layer, I actually want to do my drawing first. So I'm going to click on my drawing layer. And now I'm going to get out my draw pad here. Okay. And I'm going to go over here to my brush tool. Bam. You could also hit the B on your keyboard. I'm going to go ahead and use my old favorite. I'm still in dry media brushes here, okay, if you weren't there before. And I'm going to go ahead and use my old favorite, the number 5 charcoal pencil, to do my sketch. So I want to go over here to my color. Obviously, I don't want white. I want kind of a pencil color, which looks to be right about there, maybe even a little darker. I want my opacity down, yeah, here about maybe 40%. I'll test this. It's a little bit thicker than I would like, but it should work. Now what I'm going to do for you here today, I'm not going to try and do the entire image because that would just take too long. I'm just going to do one particular fruit. I think I'm going to do this strawberry up here in the front. So what I want to start with is I'm just going to do a simple sketch of this strawberry. So I'm going to start by just real lightly sketching the outline. And you can see I'm just using nice short little strokes. It doesn't have to be too dark. It's just a sketch. It's a little bit shadowed down there on the bottom. And then I want to go ahead and put in these bits of the stem and the leaves up here at the top. Not too bad. All I'm doing here is I'm using short strokes, and I'm just drawing what I see. A little off there, be okay. Again, just drawing what you see. Gets a little darker there, piece up there. I'm going to do the top edge of the strawberry again, not too heavy. Nice and light, not too bad. So I should have here a pretty basic outline of the shape of this strawberry. Let's try and turn off our background real quick by clicking the eye, and there it is. Not too bad. I'm pretty happy with the shape that I have there. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to sketch in just a few details. So now I'm back on my drawing layer, and now I'm just going to go back and I see I want a little bit of this. I'm just putting in now, I've got some shadow in here in this sort of central hole in the berry. So I'm going to make that kind of dark. And then I'm going to fill in. I've got some real light areas here. In fact, I'm going to go a little bit smaller, down to a 3 on my pencil. I'm just going to real lightly accent in these areas. I like this white sort of splash that comes out of the berry like this. So I want to make sure that I get that in my image. And real nice and light. And you can see I'm just using real short, small strokes here to get the effect that I want. Now, and then, you know what? I'm going to do a little bit of shading up here on these leaves. I want to add a little bit of texture in there with my pencil tool, just to give it a little bit of life. Not bad. Now let's take a look again. We'll turn off our background. And it's coming along pretty nicely. I can actually click on my paper layer. I'll have to unlock it. And I can turn it up so I can really see my strawberry. And now I'm looking at it, and now that I've got the paper layer turned up, I can actually go back and put in a few more little areas here, or maybe I want a little more detail. Not bad. And I'm going to smooth out this line a little bit, just sort of clean up some of these edges so it looks really good. Doing one of these pieces of fruit at a time is not a bad idea, because like right now I'm just focusing on getting a really good strawberry. And I'm pretty happy with what I have. So here, all I've done on this image so far is just the strawberry. And I've just done the drawing. Now what I would do is go back and continue and do the drawing. Let's lower our opacity here. Do the drawing for all of the other fruits. You're going to continue to draw and sketch and do all of the other fruits until you have a really good sketch of all of them. Then when you're done with that, we'll come back, we'll do part 2 of this video, in which we're going to do a painting on the same layers as the sketch. Come back for part 2 when your sketch is finished.